not just in their court testimony. They said one thing and later in court testified differently. This is very significant.
And the court did not take it into consideration?
On the contrary, the court took that into consideration. They made the declarations and the court needed.
I cannot help noticing it. By the way, in the beginning of our conversation, we talked about it. Very often, the national TV channels show us stories of legal proceedings of individual entrepreneurs. The statistics about individual entrepreneurs winning in court against the state is cited. And when such a film as yours comes out and such outrageous gross violations are presented, when we see how human life is manipulated, what gross violations are happening, and why is it not taken into account by community leaders?
I don't think that the statistics here can correctly present the essence of the situation. According to statistics, there can actually be cases when people connected with authority win against the state. Authority representatives can win cases against the state as private persons. People who sympathize with authority can win. I don't know. This can mean many things. I think that if the courts were reasonable, if people actually were happy with court, the authorities would not limit access to courts for people with TV cameras. This means that TV companies would come to court and show that people are happy, and it would not be done by means of PR technologies. Today, people by means of PR technologies tell us that they are happy with court decisions. A lot of money is spent for it. But if people were really happy with court decisions, it would be possible to film the court process on cameras without spending extra money, and the film would show that people are happy. But if cameras were allowed in court, they would show the opposite. Therefore, the cameras were taken away and PR technologies were used.
At the end of the film, there was an interesting fact presented. Local surveillance camera footage showing that instead of 2 officers, the whole battalion rushed in Bahania's house.
That happened during the whole litigation process. You know, when search reports are written, everyone that is present during the search should be included in the reports. The fact that there were about 100 special forces officers confirms that there were plenty of people. Many witnesses say that up to 100 people were there. And continuing the people in the yard, the number of these 100 policemen is given. They say there were about 100 policemen in the house. These people should have been included in the report because if they were present at research, they actually were participants. They stood by the doors, they entered and left. That is why they had to turn a false testimony. An investigation said there were 5 people. They came in calmly and conducted the search. These 5 were brought to court. All 5 gave identical testimonies. Everyone was saying the same phrases, and they confiscated automatic gun. That they came and quietly conducted the search. They did not say any other phrases, only what they memorized. And these 5 were included in the case, that allegedly these 5 conducted the search. The matter is that surveillance cameras were removed by them. But what's the cameras had to do with it? They were connected with the audio cassettes or some other illegal activity. And why was it necessary to take them off? They took off the surveillance cameras because certain facts were recorded there. As soon as they rushed in, first of all, they broke the surveillance cameras off the wall, confiscated it by procedure, then the record on it was erased. We took it to experts, and they said the record had been erased artificially. It was destroyed and no longer was dangerous for them. This is why they returned the camera. I do not know where it was taken afterward. I only know that it was a very serious expert establishment where it was examined and the record could be restored. And this record showed that special forces actually rushed in. So the reports that say that the search was conducted by 5 people are false. It is inadmissible evidence. Vakania was illegally accused according to his evidence only. No. it is not presented to appeals court, and probably the appeals court will not accept it as the proof. Quite possible we'll have to fight for it. Quite possible.
Indisputable fact, indisputable material evidence.
According to these documents, this person is illegally condemned now. The public prosecutor office should initiate a criminal case after seeing this and start investigating against the people that gave false testimonies. And Makani is legally condemned because of the evidence is obviously false. It says that there are only 5 witnesses. No, sorry, 5 participants of the search.
Do you hope that the public prosecutor's office will be interested in it and criminal charges will be filed based on it?
I do not cherish any hopes. I'm just saying what the legislation provides and what should follow after according to the law.
Let us summarize how many years of imprisonment Vladimir Vakania got and what stage that case is at.
This is an interesting question. Vakania got 4 years of imprisonment. 1 year punishment is stipulated on the charge of illegal prevention of the journalist's realization of professional activity. 3 years of imprisonment are given on the charge of the illegal purchase and storage of weapons. This person is an academician, a scientist, an author of many books, the author of many scientific works. He worked his whole life to science. He authored a lexicon and a working person in general. There are no precedents regarding him earlier, and this person got the maximum term. He certainly does not say that he should get a shorter term. He claims that he deserves justification, that he is absolutely innocent. We're not saying that he should get more or less. He should not be punished at all. But the whole attitude of the court, if the court was independent, his decision would be independent. It would not have any reason to give the maximum term. I, as a citizen, think that in this case, the court executed the order of the authorities by giving Vladimir the maximum term of 4 years. Otherwise, there would be no need, no reason to give him a maximum term.
As I guess this case will be tried in appeals court?
Yes, it will be tried in appeals court, but nobody knows how it will go.
Correctly, nobody knows that. Thank you very much. Vahtan Kamakhidze was the guest of our show. I know that your 2 films received awards recently. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
These are my 2 films. One of them received the prize of the best journalistic investigation that is called Without a Bullet and is devoted to Zurab Zhvania. And the second film, Conspiracy Mystification, is devoted to the events of the 7th of November and to the legal proceedings against Badri Patarkatsishvili.